Hello, I want to talk about today market rotation and the price action. So when I first see an initial move starting, I first look at it the starting point here. So if I see this starting point is from a bigger time frame, like a 4,000 tick chart or a 1 hour daily or 4 hours, and there is any other reason that this level is important, then I can say that, okay, this move have potential to do 1, 2, 3. And usually when this move starts, most of the time you can see that people can get trapped here when they are trying to short this move here. Let's say there is a trend line or some sort of channel or something here, and when the people sees that the price action goes through, and then they jump on board, and the buyers here, when they step in and their stop loss triggers above here. So when this happen here, that is how the first initial move starts, from this zone here. And after that, and then let's say the moving average is around this level here. So when the price reaches after this stop orders here, it gains some more momentum, and then when it reaches that moving average here, then there are some more buyers step in after seeing that the price is over the moving average. So this way the move completes the first initial move, and when it reaches some point here, let's say there is some type of pullback or some area here, then some buyers, they sell their positions here and get their profit off, and from here the price goes back and retests the moving average area here. The key here is the moving average line. Is it going to hold this, or the price is gonna go through and then retest and then do this, or the moving average is gonna hold and we are gonna see the second leg of this move? So most of the time, if this is a true 1, 2, 3 move, then you will see this moving average is gonna hold nicely, and you're not gonna see too much bar is gonna go through or deeper. You may see some wicks here like that, some wicks here, but usually you don't see a full engulfing bar or some strong bar here pointing down. So when you have the price comes into the moving average, there are some more people step in because they missed this move and they want to get in. So when you see the wicks here, then it is showing that the buyers are stepping in here. So when you see this move jumping from the moving average like that, then you can expect a second leg of this move, like on the first size. It should be the similar length of the second leg. So we did the retest, and then some more buyers stepped in, and then from here we saw the second leg of the move. So we did that 1, 2, 3 move. On this one here, you can be able to do trading on this pullback if you are pretty sure around this level here that there is a really strong significant level here. And the way I do this, I do 2 ways. So usually you will see sometimes a channel here, like let's say this is some price action is gonna go between this here. So if you want to enter this 1, 2, 3 move, then you either gonna try to catch the price when the price is touching the bottom channel, which usually where the moving average is gonna be. So when the price touches the moving average, you enter it, and then if the price goes down here, then you need to exit very fast. So this is the one way to enter with a very tight stop loss limit here. Or you can do on the upper channel when you see the price is going through the upper channel here, and then you will see some sort of signal bar or some strong bar here. Sometimes it does retest. You can enter it on the retest to the channel, upper channel, or when you see that going through fast, then you can enter it. But on this one, again, you need to cut your loss pretty early. So if the price is going through and then coming back inside the channel, then you need to exit, because the whole idea here is trying to catch the price when is just getting ready to take off. Either from the bottom, you do the bottom pick, or you will do that breakout and then cash that. and try to not to enter it in the middle of this channel. Or you can, if you have enough tolerance on your stop loss, then you can wait it out. But I usually do either on the bottom or the top if I believe that this is a 1, 2, 3 move. But usually these are more risky trade entries, so I try not to enter it most of the time. Only time I see it if I really believe that this is a very strong move and I see that they are doing the pullback into the moving average, and I try to enter it and try my chance. And then if just price goes down, then I exit. And if it does, then I will just ride the second move. Okay, so after the second move, what I look for is usually the price comes back, test the moving average, and then retest the high, this level. Or sometimes it continue a little bit more too. So here is the moving average here. So another entry area here, when you see the prices come in to the moving average, and when you see the moving average is responding, and then the price is getting back up over the moving average, then you can ride it back to this level, or sometimes, like I said, it may go higher. And after this happen, and usually price comes back and retests the moving average again, and this time usually it does that trap and do something like that. And this is the moving average there, and this is the trap area here. In this case, you can look for a strong bar here, right around here. The best area here is right above that moving average here, where you see that people got trapped right above, because right above that is where their stop loss is here. So you gonna try to enter it right around here when you see that the strong bar is forming here. And once we have this, and then prices retest the high again, then usually you will see couple more moves, and these are usually looks like a W moves. And this is where you also see that bigger channel is forming. So this is the bigger channel, and our moving average is kind of going up, getting close to that upper channel. So right after here, once you see that 1, 2, 3 move, and then we come to the retest the moving average, we retest the high, and then we went after that, we retest that moving average, and we got that trap entry here. And after that, we see a couple up and down moves, and this is gonna form a channel. So once you see all this, then usually the price is crossing that upper trend line with a strong signal bar, and sometimes you will see the retest on the moving average and the channel. And when you see the price is going above the upper channel and the moving average with a strong signal bar, then that can be another entry area here. And sometimes it is better to wait on the retest to the moving average, and from here you will see a stronger move usually, or if it does pullback, you will see a smaller pullback like that. And this is the final leg of this move here. So this is the first leg, and we have that bigger channel, and this is the second leg of the move. So once we have all this price action happen, then you also gonna see the price is kind of going and creating this trend line here, and you can see this on the 4,000 tick chart as well. So once we have this upper move here, the final leg of this move, then what we're gonna look for is we're gonna look for some fail attempts. So, and the moving average is gonna follow this also. So you're gonna see that moving average is kind of something like that. What we're gonna look for here is some fail attempts. So we're gonna see some fail buyers. They're gonna try to push this through, okay? And then you're gonna see at least 2 or maybe more sometimes. So once you see that they are trying, but they are not being able to continue this move higher, then we are gonna look for price action testing the moving average and going through the moving average, and then retesting that level here or moving average line usually. Sometimes it doesn't retest. You may see some bigger bars here and then some smaller pullback, and then they continue. So from here, then you can expect the price action continue more. So this is pretty much the rotation, especially for the NQ. You can also see this on the ES as well, but this is the main rotation that I look for everyday trading. So I will show a few examples. So today is September 20, Tuesday. So this is the Tuesday price action. So I'm gonna go to the beginning. Okay, so here is the market open here, and after that we saw that chop here, and right after that we saw that this area here was an important area that picked up by the buyers, and this is from the 4,000 chart area also. So we saw that first initial move, right, and then pull back into the moving average, and look how the moving average bars are formed. Like you see bigger wicks, you don't see the price strong bar printed under the moving average. So if you see something like that, then it is not good sign like these. So you want to see the bars above the moving average, and then you want to see some wick also. So after that we did this final move here, so we got the 1 2 3 move here. So whenever we finish this move here, then you can expect to retest the moving average, and then once we see that, then you can expect to retest this high usually. So we retest the high, and after retesting the high, the price went under the moving average, trapped some sellers here, right around here, and then from there the price went higher and went through this level here. So once we have this price action happen, then like I said, you gonna look for some zigzag patterns, W patterns, or it may do like a range, it may do like a price, it may go sideways sometime, and you're gonna look for the moving average is coming underneath that as well. So what we're gonna look for here is you're gonna look for to see a channel forming. So over here we did price action, tested moving averages and VWAP and 50 SMA, and then go back up again, did another one here, and over here it went back and did that last final move. So right around here, this is the channel forming here, and I'm not trying to put everything inside the channel. Once you see the channel formed, then you're gonna look for that moving average getting close to the upper channel, and we want to see the price action go through the channel, and here is retest the moving average, and then we see another strong bar printed right there. So this is the signal bar right there. So on this case here, you could have wait this signal bar to print if you want to be sure and enter it, or you can enter it when the price retests the moving average here around right here. And after we see that the final move, so this is the first move, we got the channel, and this is the final move. After that, we are gonna look for that moving average. Also, like I said, you're gonna look for that trend line area here, something like that. So, and you want to look for fail attempts. So the buyers are tried here, twice, and they failed. You see the prices going under the moving average, under that trend line level here, and under the bottom of that moving average, and retest it. And from there you see that the drop. So this is pretty much the same price action rotation that I have discussed earlier. And these are not gonna be exact. Sometimes you will see the channel forms right around this level here, or sometimes you will see a little bit higher, and sometimes you don't see this 1 2 3 big move. Instead, price may just from here, it may just rotate from here too. So if this channel doesn't hold, then you will see that price is coming back too. But if it does, then that is what you can expect. Okay, let's do one more day. We see that significant move here, push through the moving averages and the VWAP, and did a retest on the moving average, and the moving average area is hold. And then we saw this second move, so we have now 1 2 3, and whenever we have 1 2 3, move, then price retest the moving average and then retest the high again. So we retest the high, and this can be an entry area here, there. And once we retest, then the price usually retests the moving averages again. This time you will see deeper move underneath the moving average, and which usually makes a trap moves here. So on this one here, you got the trap here, and then you will see the bigger move after this trap here. And then again, price retest the VWAP and the bottom channel of this move here. So pretty much after the retest of the high, then you can try to find that channel. So here is the bottom and here is the top part here. So, and you will see that zigzag patterns here and the W patterns here, and you will see that trap areas here. So once you see this, once this form a channel here, then you need to look for the moving average is getting close to the upper channel, and you need to look for a signal bar that going through the channel and the moving averages in this case and this one here. So once we saw the final move from here, so this is the first move and this is the final move and this is the channel area, and these channels, like in this case, it can be bigger, wider, sometimes it can be smaller, so these are not all the same, and you're just gonna get the idea. So once we have this final move, that you need to look for that bigger trend line where the price is bouncing off most of the time, and you will see like some is gonna be underneath there too as well, and these are kind of the trap areas here inside the channel. So from here, what we're gonna look for here is fail attempts. So we need to look for the buyers. They are trying to push this through and they fail. So we actually here created a small range here, this one here. So we are looking for the fail attempts here. So you will see a range here, and then you will see this fail attempt here, that they really tried to push this and then they failed. And right after that, they also, the sellers got trapped here as well. And right after that, you expect the price go through, but they couldn't push it through, and then they went back under the moving average, under this bigger trend line here. Then from here, then can be a short entry here after this bar printed, because it is going through the moving averages and this range zone here. Okay, let's do one more. This is the last week close, I believe, this line. So from this point here, the price did the initial move here and the pull back into the moving averages, and sometimes this can be a 25 moving average or sometimes 50 SMA line. And we saw the second move here. So we have that 1, 2, 3 move. After the 1, 2, 3 move, the price tests the moving averages and then retest the previous high. And in this case here, not always it reaches that high as well. After that retest, then we saw the price retest the moving averages again. And we saw that W forms. Again, it formed here, and these areas are the trap areas here, that they really did a deeper pullback. It looks like they are gonna go through, but they just picked up by the buyers, and it happened twice. So after we see that the channel is formed, then we are looking for that moving average lines that getting closer to the outside channel, and we are looking for that strong bar that going through. So in this case here, price went through and retest the moving average and then went back up above that channel and retest this one here, and then price retest the channel again. It can be an entry there. So after this, then we saw the final move on this one here, and now it is time to look for that bigger trend line, that where you will see that the prices just keep bouncing off. And right around here, after this bigger move here, then what we need to look for is failures, which is there is 1 and there is 2 fail attempts by the buyers. And after that, we saw that the price going under the moving average and the trend line here, and after that we saw the prices reverse. So this is pretty much the rotation that I see every day or very often, and sometimes you don't see it, but it usually happens. And pay attention to the steps. And shortly, what you need to look for again, you need to look for the initial move first. Then you need to look for that pullback, not very big but smaller pullback into the moving average, and you need to see that the moving average is holding, and you need to see that the second move, so you will see the 1 2 3 move is happen, and this can be the entry area, or here it can be an entry area if you believe that this starting point has a important level here, that people think that this is gonna be the strong area here that is gonna push this through. So once we see the 1 2 3, then we need to look for the moving average, because the price usually come back, retest the moving average, and then retest the high again, and sometimes it goes higher a little bit too. Once we have this, so this can be the another entry area here on that retest that moving average till here, and after that we see deeper pullbacks usually like that, and then it goes underneath that moving average this time, which creates the trap area here, and then price goes back up again, and then may do another trap, may not, just do bounce off from the moving average, and this creates that channel area here, something like that. So when you see the channel is getting formed here like that, then what we're gonna look for here is that moving average line is kind of getting close right around here somewhere, and after that you're gonna look for that signal bar going through the moving average and going through the channel, and most of the time you can see that it can be a retest to the moving average and the channel, and then you will see another strong bar here. So this can be the another entry here on that retest or that strong bar, and from here you will see a lot stronger move here, usually the first leg of this move here, maybe a small pullback, and then moves finish here, usually a level somewhere here on the top. So once we finish this second part of that move leg, then what we need to look for here is some fail attempts. Also we need to look for that bigger trend line, which is right around here, and then we need to look for at least couple fail attempts, and after that you will see that the price is going through that moving average line and trend line, and sometimes you will see the retest and then price goes back down again.